think Stevie Ray and Ray Charles can see through that bullshit? Can they? Yes. What's that cat in the hat? Yes, he can. Say it again. Stevie Ray and Ray Charles can see through the bullshit. They see through the bullshit? They see through the...
Say things are so mean. Then you tell me say your things you don't mean, baby. Yeah, you say me and you are build.
So 2 days ago, Chris Broussard had his boy, the LeBron apologist, #1 fanboy, arguably, in Ryan Hollins, who continues to preach utter crap to the media. As my man Shaq was saying, who is paying him to say this, man? I would pay double for him to stop. On Fox Sports Radio. And then when things couldn't get any worse, you're like, man, there's nobody could be worse than Ryan Hollins, right? And then we saw that Damon Imbecile Jones first take the last couple of days. But then just when you thought it couldn't even get any worse, then we have this guy. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Good early morning, evening, if you want to say that. My name is Roy Lewis, and I'm back once again with another banger with yet another video. So, Mr. Chris Broussard over here, La Christina Broussard, is looking really pathetic these days. With his capping for LeBron, with his capping and his campaigning for LeBron James. He had Jason Mcintyre come on the show on Fox Sports Radio, and they were talking about the thing with the Lakers and the Clippers, and then they came into a topic of LeBron and Jordan with the whole GOAT conversation. I'm like, here we go once again. Here we go once again. I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to keep saying it for the ones that are brainwashed. LeBron James is a top 10 all-time great. But that GOAT conversation ended in 2011, a long time ago. It ended. It ended. The only way that I could possibly, maybe, that the conversation could be revisited is if he wins about 3 more titles and can even that record to 6-6. Then we possibly might have a discussion and we might come back to it. But until then, LeBron James is a top 10 all-time great in my book. I don't see the disrespect. Out of all the players that I have LeBron as one of the 10 greatest. That's an honor. No disrespect. My question was, why did Chris Broussard bring Jason Mcintyre to the show? Because, ladies and gentlemen, remember Chris Broussard kept going on and on Undisputed with Shannon. What did he tell Skip and to the entire world on national television? That he was 100% sure that Kawhi Leonard was going to the Lakers, as you saw in the earlier clip. He sounded so confident. Shannon ain't got sources, according to La Christina sources Broussard. Talking about that. I've read multiple sources. That Kawhi Leonard is definitely going 100% going to the Los Angeles Lakers. And it is great for the NBA that if he could team up with Anthony Davis and he could team up with LeBron. How many times you guys say LeBron? Yeah, with him and AD, Kawhi Leonard, it's an awesome trio. It is great for the NBA. LeBron wins 2 or 3 more championships. We have to really open the conversation for LeBron James being the GOAT over Michael Jordan. I'm going to take credible sources from a consistent flip-flopper, the flip-flopper in Chris Broussard, doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard signed with the Clippers. I know people gonna say, "Oh, but Chris Broussard, he admitted he was wrong." Why did he have Jason McIntyre on his show, folks? Because he's trying to cap and trying to cover for the fact that he was exposed for getting that situation wrong. I mean, he could have said that he said the Clippers were out of the race, and Kawhi is a Clipper with Paul George. So who got exposed here? Chris Broussard is like, well, I'm gonna have haters. He's like, so it doesn't bother me. Congratulations to Kawhi Leonard, for being a Clipper. Do you know how much he would have flipped off if he would have had his sources right, or as he claimed, if Kawhi was a Los Angeles Laker? Him, Nick Wright, LaShannon Sharp, they would have been doing cartwheels. They would have been throwing their pom-poms in the air. Woo, go Kawhi, go Kawhi. They're saying, my man LeBron James has a chance to win more titles. These Le 3-6 media fanboys have been watching too much of the La Twilight Zone. They have been hypnotized, boozled. They need to see a hypnotist. More important, well, they've been hypnotized, so they need to see a psychologist, especially Chris Broussard and Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright. Colin just needs to see a psychologist for his divorce analogies, because he's going through a lot with his divorce, as he has, because he mentions it almost all the time in the show. But he brings Jason McIntyre, and Jason McIntyre goes on with the stupid false narratives about why LeBron is the GOAT, and how the Warriors would run circles with Michael Jordan's Bulls, that Michael Jordan faced a watered-down league with 6 expansion teams, and that Michael Jordan had a super team with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, and then Chris Broussard tried to sound all objective. And I said the reason that he had McIntyre at the show was pretty much to deflect off of how bad of a source reporter Chris Broussard is. I know Chris Broussard is a respected journalist in his field. I mean, he's made a Hall of Fame career if you want to look at it, but and you got to respect that, and I respect Chris Broussard on that regard. But when it comes to sources, this ain't. And my thing is, why do people have to bring it make it a race thing? This is about when they talk about basketball. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But a lot of times they show their damn bias. And as a reporter, as an analyst, what you have to do is you're supposed to show objectivity, even if you have a bias towards a favorite player. If you want to be off the camera, that's not a problem. On camera, you have to have fans see from both sides. The problem is the higher ups want the brainwashed fools to look at it through one lens and say you have to see it this way. Therefore, that's why these robotic narratives always keep going, folks. And McIntyre just kept going on and on and on, and I said, this dude ain't got a clue about basketball. Why does McIntyre even talk? I thought Ryan Hollins was bad, but McIntyre? I hope Chris Broussard never invites that, or Fox Sports for that matter, does not invite him on The Odd Couple ever again. That was just the most laughable, nonsensical, abundance of stupidity that I've ever heard in my life. That the Pistons got old, Magic Johnson got old. I would make a longer video on this. I honestly would, to really expose Jason McIntyre, but I'm just going to do it in the small time. I'm going to say it again. The GOAT conversation ended in 2011 for LeBron James. Yeah, he won back-to-back titles. Remember, on LeBron's resume, I'm not talking about all he had to go against 4 or 5 future Hall of Famers. Listen, in his record book, in his resume, he had 2 2-1 leads on the Golden State Warriors, minus Kyrie Irving on his team. That people were talking, that his fanboys were going, oh, look at that. The Warriors struggled to beat LeBron in 6 games. They always make this a one-man team when LeBron James gets all the credit, and then make it a team game when LeBron loses, and that is not his fault. Had a 2-1 lead on the Dallas Mavericks. I'm gonna say it once again also. LeBron James was favored in 5 of the 9 NBA finals he played in. 5 of the 9, not 7 of 9, 5 of the 9, especially what the media was saying. Did y'all remember what the media was saying in 2017 when Kevin Durant first joined? They said that the Cavaliers were going to gentlemen sweep the Warriors. The Warriors were the favorites in 2017 and 2018. But the Cavs were favored in 2016 and 2015. LeBron was favored in 2011. That's already 3 finals right there. But people said 7 out of 9, which is false. The Heat were favored in 2013. They weren't favored in 2007. They weren't the favorites in 2018, 2017. You can make the case in 2014 they were not favored, but the other 5 finals they weren't. But anyway, Mcintyre just kept going on and on and on and on and on, and I just said, it's so crazy that Michael Jordan gets disrespected the way he does for what he brought. Scottie Pippen is an all-time great and a top 50 player. But what don't people understand that Scottie Pippen, these casuals continue to act like if Scottie Pippen came in averaging 25 points a game, was a multiple-time All-Star, was an MVP, and the minute he got there, they won a championship. Do people forget that in the 1989 Eastern Conference Finals, Michael Jordan, with a Scottie Pippen average under 15 points per game in the regular season and in the postseason, took the Detroit Pistons to 6 games, and those were the only 2 losses the Pistons suffered all postseason the year they won 63 games. A little stat I just mentioned for you. Or that Michael Jordan faced Magic Johnson in the finals, who finished 2nd in the MVP in the 91 season. Oh, but Magic Johnson got older. Magic Johnson was only 31 years old. Or that he beat runner-up Clyde Drexler at age 29 when Clyde was in his prime. And the Portland Trailblazers won 57 games that year. And Clyde Drexler was 2nd in the league in MVP. So let me get this straight. Magic Johnson and Clyde Drexler were both the runner-ups for MVP in the year that Michael Jordan beat them in the finals. 1993. Who was the MVP that year? Charles Barkley. Michael Jordan finished 2nd in MVP voting. Who won the championship in 93? Chicago Bulls. With no super team. But according to fanboys, Scottie Pippen was this established NBA player coming out of college. And then in 1994 and 95, Scottie Pippen proved that he could be the leader on a team, and he could prove that he could be a number 1 option. But Phil miserably in the 95 season that Jordan came back. And that's a fact. Scottie had 2 great seasons individually, but from the team standpoint, he did great his first year without Michael. Second year, he struggled up until Michael came back through the first 65 games. And Pippen was very frustrated that 95 season with how much they were losing. They were above 500, but just barely. But then, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jordan comes back in full basketball shape. And with one All-Star and Scottie Pippen, they win a championship. Dennis Rodman was a great rebounder, and they got Rodman at 34 years old. They didn't get Rodman in their prime. He was still productive, but his production was starting to decline in 97 and 98. Still a great defender, but he was never an all-star with the Chicago Bulls, folks. What part of that y'all don't understand? Now, in terms of the media coverage for the 96 Bulls, they were like a rock star. Like a rock star. And then 97 and 98. And I said that once again, I'm going to say it again. Scottie Pippen never averaged 20 points per game in the NBA Finals. He has a career 20 points per game as a Chicago Bull in the postseason with Michael Jordan. Postseason overall. But in the NBA Finals, he scored under 20 points per game. All three guys were great together in the second three-peat. But stop acting like Michael had the super-duper team. Scottie Pippen didn't make the All-Star team in 98. He missed the first 38 games of the season, folks. Oh my goodness. I could go on and on, but once again, Jason Mcintyre just don't know crap what he's talking about. And then Broussard was trying to check him and all this about LeBron and all that. And then when he mentioned about 2011, Jason Mcintyre got real quiet. Another La fanboy, man. It is getting sick out here, man. We need some of the medicine right now to cure these cats, because spitting all these damn narratives, man, it's getting sick. You guys are the reason that we don't like LeBron. It's not that we don't like LeBron James. And the problem is, I told you, LeBron sniffs his own hype from you 3-6 Mafia fools. That's why LeBron gets this quote-unquote hate. Yo, Mcintyre should not be talking basketball ever again, man. Spit narratives. I'm gonna leave the link in the description from Fox Sports Radio, and you guys can listen to the podcast when him and Jason Mcintyre was on the show. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy News with another one, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, bless up, full love, peace. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. You already know the damn deal. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this video with others. Only helps the channel grow. Hit that damn outro.
I think I bring a very real thing to this fighting thing, and that's just baptizing people. I'm not God, but I'm putting in another planet when I'm done with them.
I saw some other criticisms, perhaps, of your celebration afterwards. Any regrets at the celebration or your behavior in the cage afterwards?
Man, there's not too many people that I've disliked. I have over 50 pro fights, and he's one of them, you know. He talked about my manhood, talked about my culture, my ethnicity. Where do we draw? Why do certain people get to do stuff online? So you could do anything. Everything is cool before a fight. You're allowed to do and say whatever you want, like other fighters are not doing, talking about people's religions, wife, even kids. That's cool. But after a fight, I'm not allowed to showboat and rub it in your face so you and guys like you could see it and be like, maybe I don't talk so much because when I cross one of these real they're going to make me